So welcome to IQM online classes. So today we are going to do calculus first principle. We are going to answer these three, how many questions? 1, 2, 3, up to 8. So we are going to answer 8 questions. So let's start with the first one here. So the first one here is f of x is equals to 2x. Okay. According to first principle, the formula is this. Say f of x plus h minus f of x over what? Over h, limit as h approaches what? 0. So this is the formula. So what is the meaning of this formula here? So the meaning of this first part is, on this original equation here, whenever you see h, you need to put x plus h. You replace this x with x plus h minus this f of x means this side you need to put the original what? The original equation. So let's do that. So it will be, say, limit as h approaches 0. Then where there's x here, we need to put x plus h, so it will be 2, open, x plus what? Plus h minus f of x means the original equation, so it will be 2x over h here, over h. So from here again we continue, limit as h approaches 0. So now we need to multiply this again. So 2 multiplied by x, so what? 2x. 2 multiplied by h, we go what? 2h minus what? 2x. Over what? Over h. Again do the same. Limit as h approaches 0. So what is 2x minus 2x? So this and this will cancel. So meaning on top will remain what? 2h over what? Over h. Okay? Then from here you can see that this h and this h will go. So meaning the final answer is here what? Is 2. So the final answer here is 2. So this h and this h has cancelled. So you don't have any other h where you can insert 0. So meaning this one will end here. The moment this h and this h will cancel, meaning will end here because we have no other h remaining. So the answer here was what? Was 2x. So let's go there to question 2. Let's go there to question 2. 2 is what? F of x is equal to what? 2x squared plus 2x minus plus 2. Again, we do the same thing. The formula is f of x plus h, f of x plus h minus f of x over what? Over h. Then we say limit as h is approaching what? 0. So what is the meaning of this? So the meaning of this first part of the equation is whenever we see x here, we need to put x plus h. Whenever we see x, okay, this is 2x, okay? Whenever we see x, we need to replace with x plus h minus the original equation, which is this one here. So let's do that. So to have 2, where does x, we need to put x plus h. Let's put x plus h. Then this x is squared, so we need to square this. Okay? Plus 2. This is x, where does x, we put x plus h. So to x plus h. Plus what? Plus 2. So meaning this is the first part of the equation. Whenever we see x on this original equation, we need to put x plus h. Then minus this f of x means you need to put the original equation. But here the trick is you don't just get this original equation the way it is. So you need to open first. You need to open, then say 2x squared plus what? 2x plus what? Plus 2 plus 2, then you close. Okay? Over what? Everything over h here. Everything over h, and again do the same. Limit as h approaches what? 0. Okay? So we have x plus h squared. So we need to expand this. So this is just same as what? This is just same as x plus h multiplied by x plus what? Plus h. So we can multiply here. What is x times x? This is x here. X times x is x squared. X times h is, let me say, I'm just put this, okay. X times h, this is xh, okay. Then h times x, xh, h times h, This is h squared. Okay, then here, this is x squared. These, they are right terms, you can add them, so it will be 2xh plus what? Plus h squared. Okay, so meaning here, you can replace the answer to be 2 multiplied by x squared plus what? H squared plus 2xh. Okay, plus 2 multiplied by h, 2 multiplied by x is what? 2x, 2 multiplied by h plus what? 2h. Then here now you can multiply this negative throughout here, so it will be negative multiplied by 2x squared to be minus 2x squared. Negative multiplied by positive 2x, this will be minus 2x. Negative multiplied by positive 2 to be what? Minus what? Minus 2. Of everything again over what? Over h. Do the same limit as h is approaching what? 0. So these two now we can multiply throughout here. These two can multiply throughout here, so it will be 2x squared. 2 multiplied by x is 2x squared plus 2 multiplied by h is 2x squared. 2 multiplied by 2xh to be 4xh, okay, plus 2x plus what? 2h minus 2x squared minus 2x minus what? Minus 2 over everything over what? Over h. Do the same limit as h is approaching what? 0. Okay, so from here you can group the right terms. So we have 2x squared minus 2x squared. So this and this will cancel. Okay, and again here I have 2x minus 2. We have 2x minus 2. So automatically this and this will go out. This and this will cancel here. Okay. Okay. So here we forgot a 2 here. Let's put it. We forgot this 2 here. So plus what? This 2 plus what? Plus 2. Okay. Minus 2x squared minus what? 2x minus what? Minus 2. Okay. So plus, even here we forgot the 2. So it's supposed to be there plus what? Plus 2 minus 2x squared plus what? 2x plus what? Minus, okay, minus 2. Okay, we forgot a 2 there. So meaning this will cancel with this, and this will cancel with this, and this positive 2 will cancel with this negative 2 here. So meaning we say limit as h is approaching 0 will remain with what? 2h plus what? 4xh plus 2h. Okay? Everything over what? Over h. Everything over h here. Okay? Then here, which one is common on top? We can factor out which one is common on top. So we find that h is common, so it will be h. Open. Then here will remain with what? 2h. Okay? There will remain with 4x. Okay? There will remain with what? 2. Then everything over what? Over h. Okay? So let's take everything in. Let's bring it in. Let's bring everything in. Okay? So from here, this h and this h will cancel. So let's limit as h is approaching 0. Meaning will remain with what? 2h. Okay? We remain with 2h plus 4x plus what? Plus 2 over what? Okay, over nothing here. So remain with this. Okay? So here, same thing, limit as h is approaching 0. So meaning here, the final stage, after cancelling this h down here, wherever there's h, we can put 0. So it will be 2 multiplied by 0 plus 4x plus what? Plus 2. So this one, what's the answer here? This is 0. So the final answer 4x plus 2 to be 4x plus 2. So here, this was the answer here for this question. 4x plus what? Plus 2. To confirm your answer, you can use power law. We have, let's say, f of x is equal to what? 2x squared plus what? 2x plus what? Plus 2. Using power law, the first thing you drop the power, so it will be 2 multiplied by 2, then x, then you subtract 1 from the power, 2 minus 1. Then here, to what? 2. Then this one just a constant. So here to what? 4x plus what? Plus 2 as the final answer using the power. Okay, so you can confirm your answer using the power and also confirm your answer. So let's go to the next question here. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so the next question is what? F of x is equals to what? Sine x. So f of x is equals to sine x. So here, before we even introduce the formula here, what do we need to understand before we do that question? The first thing we need to understand before we do that question is we need to understand the double angle formula. So for example, if we have, for example, let's say sine alpha, let me just use this direct x plus h. Let's say if you have sine open x plus h, so this, use the double angle formula here, this will be what? Sine x cos h plus cos this x multiplied by sine what? Sine this h here. Okay? So this is the formula we need to understand here. So this is the formula we need to understand before we solve this question on sine. And the other thing we need to understand here is when you have something like this, let's say cos ah minus 1 over what? Over ah here, let's say ah is equals to what? Is equals to 0. So what do I mean by this? So for example, when you have, let's say, cos 2h minus 1 over 2h. So this will give you what? 0. Even this one you have cos h minus 1 over h. So we know that here there's what? There's a 1 in front, there's a 1 in front here. So even this one will give you what? 0. So we need to understand this. What else do we need to understand here before we solve such questions? So the thing we need to understand is when you have something like this sine ah over ah, this will give you what? Will give you 1. Sine ah over ah will give you 1. So when you have sine 3h over 3h, this will give you what? 1. Okay? Sine 2h over 2h, this will give you 1. Okay? Sine h over h, this will give you what? It will give you 1. They go on and go on. Okay? So we need to understand these things before we solve such questions. Okay? We need to understand this before we solve such questions. Okay? So now let's solve this question. Let's solve this question here. So the formula here is what? F of x plus h minus f of x over what? Over h. Say limit as h is approaching what? 0. Okay. So on this first part of the equation here, on this first part here of our formula here, where there's x here, we need to put x plus h minus f of x means you need to put the what? The original equation. So from here, let's replace here with x plus h. So we have what? Limit as h is approaching 0. When you say sine, here where there's supposed to put x plus h, okay? Minus the original equation, which is what? Sine x over h. Okay. When again say limit as h is approaching 0. So we know this formula. So this, using the double angle formula, this will give us this sine x cos h plus cos x sine what? Sine h. So this entire thing will give us this minus what? Sine x over h. Okay? Over h here. So what do we do next here? So say limit as h is approaching 0. So here the next thing you do here, you bring this one with sign closer to this one which starts with sine. So let's say sine x cos what? H. Then you bring this one cos here, so to be sine x plus cos x sine what? Sine h over So what do you do next? So this side, okay, this side before this additional side here, you can see that sign is what? Is common. So let's factor out sign here. You say limit as h is approaching 0. So we have what? Sin x. What will remain here when you move side x? So it will remain with what? Cos h. Here we remain with what? With 1. When we cross, when you say over what? Over h. Then plus cos what? X. Sin what? Sin h over h. Okay. Okay. So let's bring this equation here. Let's bring it here. Okay, let's bring it here. Let's bring it here. So when you bring that one, this equation, you say limit. Say limit as h is approaching 0. Then you have sin x minus what? 1 over h plus what? Cos what? Cos x sin what? Sin h over what? Over h. Over h here. Okay? So we can simplify this in this way. So let's say limit. Let's break this one. Limit as h is approaching 0, we have what? Sin x. Okay? Let's separate these two. Then again, limit as h is approaching 0, we have what? Cos what? H minus 1 over h. So our main goal here, the reason why we separated this, we brought this one here, then again we introduced the limit here. We have not changed anything because we know when we multiply this and this to be sin x cos h minus 1 over what? Over h. So the main goal is to come up with what? This identity here. Again, this side say plus. Let's factor this side. Plus what? Cos what? Cos x. Limit as h is approaching 0. Then we have what? Sin h over what? Over h. And again here, our main goal was to make this what? Identity here. So here, what are we going to do here? So we have what? Sin what? Sin x. Okay. What is this here? Cos h minus 1 over h. This one will give us what? 0. Okay. This one will give us 0 here. Okay. Plus what? Cos what? X. What is sin h over h? To give us what? 1. Okay. To give us 1 there. So this one here, what's the answer? To give us 0. So meaning the final answer is what? Cos what? Cos x. Cos x. So this is how you solve such questions here. And we know when you differentiate sin x, it will give us cos x. So this is how you solve this using the what? The first principle method. So let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question here. Let's go to the next question. So go to the next question. So let's go to the next question. Okay. So the next question here. Let's go to the next question. Question 4. Okay. Question 4 was f of x is equal to what? Cos x. Okay. And here again, before we solve this question, we need to understand this one. We are doing cos. So we need to understand the double angle formula for cos. So let's say if you have cos x plus h, okay, this can be written as what? Say cos x cos what? H, and here because we are adding, here we need to put what? Opposite sign, which is minus. Minus, then we have what? Sin x sin what? Sin h. So this is the formula for cos x plus h. This is the formula for cos x plus h. This is the formula for cos x plus h. Then what else do we need to understand here? What else do we need to understand here? So again here, you need to understand this same identity. Cos x, cos h minus 1 over h. This one will give us what? 0. And again, sin h over h. This one will give us what? 1. So this can be This can be, okay, let me just use AH minus 1 over AH will give us what? 0. Sine AH over AH will give us what? 1. Okay. So we need to understand this. We need to understand this. Okay. We need to understand this before we solve this question. So now let's solve this question. Here. So let's solve this question. So let's introduce our formula. Say f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Say limit as h is approaching what? 0. So what's the meaning of this? So meaning of this first part of our equation or our formula, wherever there's x here, you need to put x plus h minus f of x represents the original equation. So let's do that. So I have what? Cos. Where does x, let's put x plus h. Okay. Say limit as h is approaching 0 minus what is f of x is the original equation, which is what? Cos x over what? Over h here. So using the double angle formula, we can expand this. So we have limit as h is approaching 0. So this one will be what? Cos what? X cos h minus sine x sine what? Sine h. So this we have just expanded this part minus what? Cos what? Cos x. Okay. Cos x over what? Everything over h here. You go to the next stage, say limit as h is approaching 0. Okay. So now you can bring this one with cos closer to this one which starts with cos. So meaning this one will be what? Cos x h minus cos x minus what? Sine x sine what? Sine h. Okay. Everything over what? Everything over h here. So let's use this part here. So say limit as h is approaching 0. Okay. So from here we can factor out which one is common on this side. So we can see that cos x is common up to here. So let's extract like that. So we have what? Cos x, you open. What will remain here will remain what? Cos h minus what? Minus 1. Okay. Over h. Then minus sine x sine h over what? Over h. Okay. And again you can do the same thing here. So this is the same as what? Limit as h is approaching 0. So have what? Cos x. You say limit as h is approaching 0. We are separating. We want to come up with the what? With the identity. So cos h minus 1 over what? Over h. We have not changed anything, just the same thing. Minus what? Sine what? Sine x. Again, say limit as h is approaching 0. Okay. What I remain with there? I remain with what? Sine h over what? Over h. Okay. Then from here we know that we remain with what? Cos x. And what is this here? What is this? So multiplied by what? This using our identities will give us 0 minus what do we have there? Sine what? X. And this one using our identity to give us what? 1. So what is the final answer here? So say final answer here, which is f of x, okay, or divide x is equals to what? The final answer here will be equals to what? Negative sine what? Sine x being, this is our final answer here. Negative sine x is our final answer here. So let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question here. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. So the next question was f of x. F of x is equals to what? Sine 2x. Okay? Sine 2x. And again, the same thing here. The first thing we need to understand here is what? The double angle formula for what? For sine. So when you have what? Let's say, okay, let's just put it here. Let's say f of x, let's bring the formula plus h minus what? F of x over what? Over h, limit as h is approaching what? 0. As h is approaching 0. So meaning, where there's x, let's put what? X plus h. So this one will be what? Limit as h is approaching 0. So to be sine 2. Where there's x, let's put x plus h. X plus what? Plus h minus f of x represents the original equation, which is what? Sine 2x over what? Over h. Okay? So from here, let's say limit as h is approaching 0. Let's multiply this 2 throughout inside, so to sine 2 multiplied by x to what? 2x. 2 multiplied by h to what? 2h minus what? Sine 2x over what? Over h. Using our double angle formula here for sine, this will be what? Sine 2x cos 2h plus cos 2x sine what? 2h, okay? Minus the original equation, which is what? Sine what? 2x over what? Over h here. Over h here, okay? And again, we can do the same thing. Let's bring this one with sine closer to this one, which starts with sine. So say limit as h is approaching 0. So we have what? Sine 2x cos what? 2h minus that one sine 2x plus cos 2x sine what? 2h. Everything over what? Over h. Okay? So let's continue from this. From here, listen. Limit as h is approaching 0. So up to here you can see that sine 2x is common. So let's factor out sine 2x. So to our what? Sine 2x, we open. What will remain here? Remains what? Cos 2x minus what? Minus 1. Everything over what? Over h. Okay? Over h plus cos 2x sine 2h, everything over what? Over h here. Okay? Everything over h here. So here our main goal, we want to come up with what? With an identity. We want to come up with an identity. Okay. So because we have these two here, we have these two here. So let's to come up with this identity, say for example 2h minus 1 over what? Over 2hi. So that we can make this one equal to 0. What do we need to do here? So we have 2 here, we need to introduce a 2 here. Okay? And when we introduce this 2 here, it should not change anything in this equation. So what do we do here? So that we don't change anything. So we can put a 2 here and also put a 2 here. Because this won't change anything. This 2 and this 2 will cancel. So I've not changed anything. I've just used this to come up with what? With our needed identity. Even this side, we'll have to come up with this identity sign AH over what? AH, or maybe in this case of 2, sine 2h over 2h, so that you can make 1. What do we need to do? So meaning we need to introduce a 2 here. We need to introduce a 2 here, so that this can be sine 2h over what? Over 2h. But what do we do if we don't want to change anything in this equation? So we can put a 2 here and also a 2 here, because we know these 2 and these 2 cancel, so I will not change what? Anything. So what's the next step here? So the next step here, say, let's put these 2 in front. 2 limit as h is approaching 0. Then again put this one sine 2x. Again, limit as h is approaching 0. We're just splitting this. What are we remaining with? Remain what? Cos 2h minus 1 over what? Over 2h. So meaning we have an identity here. Plus, again here we can put the 2 outside here. Say limit as h is approaching 0. Cos what? 2x. Okay. Again, limit. I've gotten this one here. Okay. Limit as h is approaching 0. what I will remain with? I remain with what? Sine 2h over what? Over 2h. So, meaning of an identity here. So our main goal here is to make identity.